Okay, my top principles, the danger of jealousy. Um, Jealousy is something that is in the hearts of so many people, and funny enough, many don't even know that it's very dangerous. You know, it's a very dangerous thing. For example, you have a friend, and this friend seems to be winning. You know, is winning in life, and what you do is you are not happy. You know, and there's something you need to know about this jealousy. Jealousy comes into your heart when you don't even expect. Sometimes, if you have the Spirit of God, you will know that what you are doing is very, very wrong. You start fighting it. You know, in children, it shows naturally because if you are used to children, you notice that children they always want to have something things equally. You understand? Like they always want to be treated equally, and it's their right to be treated equally. So for children, you notice that if you give this one something and you don't give to this one, there's a way the other one can fight it and say, you've not given me um, my own, so how come I'm left out? Yes, children can fight for such things and they always want to be treated like the other person because at that point they are saved. You know, they are saved and as children they are still in the position of receiving. So children they are always receiving. So and they want these things to be distributed equally. So if it gets to child A and there's a little delay before it gets to child B or child C, or maybe child A, B, C have collected and there's a shortage in supply and they are trying to fill it up again, you find out that child D will start crying, will start yearning, you know, because at their level they don't understand that there's a little shortage in the supply, you know. So, and you're trying to explain to them that just hold on, we want to get more, you know, depending on their age. The ones that are already like maybe 9, 10, 8, 9, 8 and above, they understand that you want to refill, you know. But those little ones, they don't understand until you bring it and you give it to them, you know. Because like I said, they are still in that stage of not getting it clearly, you know. So now you have graduated now from the child, you have outgrown that child level to the adult level where you are no longer at the position of receiving. You are now at the position of going out to get it. If you understand what I'm saying now. So children they receive um, care, they receive love, they receive everything, you know, because they need it to grow. You understand? Because even in the case of Adam and Eve, you know, before God brought in Adam, he had made everything possible for Adam to take off. You know, it's so unfortunate that the world is no longer um, equal. You know, many people they have to struggle on their own to build their foundation before they start building on it. Some have to dig their own foundation first, but some they already come with foundation. You know what I'm talking about, which is the different class of life. You know, some children they are already born into a home that everything is fine. You know, so they they already have the foundation laid. So all they need to do is just to get the right training, the right education, the right discipline to build on the foundation so that they too can also lay the foundation for the next generation to come. You know, so those that are not very disciplined, um, they can end up destroying the foundation. And you know what the Bible said, that when the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? So what will the next generation do? Except the special grace of God. Why some the foundation is not even there from the beginning? So like some people, some of us, you have to the love we got it, but in terms of maybe the 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 wealth, the wealth might not be there, So you have to start working hard, praying hard to lay that foundation. So children naturally they receive these things, whether they are from rich or poor family, you know, they receive this thing naturally, which is the care, except maybe some cases where the child experience a very bad experience, an unfortunate upbringing, So that is like extreme cases, but most of the time children get these things. So now I'm just trying to build the this is a part one of this teaching. Okay, I'm trying to build how this issue of jealousy can easily creep into the blood, into the soul of people, and before you know it, they don't know that the spirit of jealousy has taken over them. So my top principles, our job here is to talk. I won't be the only one that will be bringing in these principles. You know, I'll be consulting people of wisdom, people of knowledge, people of high understanding and experience in life. We'll be bringing in these teachings. So whenever you're free, you just click and you get to learn these principles of life. So that's why it's called Mike Talk Principles. So this particular one is to lay the foundation of this teaching on jealousy. So every series we have the same clothing on. So if it's going to be like in parts, let's say in part 3, 4, 5, 6, so that you can use the clothing to trace it to the end. So, and I don't want every part to be more than 10 or 9 minutes, 8 minutes, so that you can, between 8 and 10 minutes, so that you can take the parts gradually. So when you're busy, you can pause, maybe do one part, then you come back again and continue. A lot will be revealed on this channel. Please, what I want you to do for me is I want you to follow the channel, subscribe, and click on the bell, the notification bell, so that when these things drop, you'll be the first to see it and you'll be the first to watch it. So let's move to part 2 of the danger, the problem, the repercussion of jealousy. How jealousy can drain the life of a man. Okay, welcome to part 2. We are still talking on jealousy and why we should guard against it. So I was trying to give us a foundation in part 1 that right from childhood we experience this spirit, but it's in the positive and innocent parts in terms of children. Like you see children, they want to be equal in everything. When you study these little children, you notice that if you give to one and you have not given to the second one, you find out that there's a protest. The children naturally want to be treated equally. You understand? Because at that level, they have the right to receive these good things from us. And that is why they fight for it. Because at that level, they are not working, they are not doing anything yet. They are dependent on us. So even in school, teachers, you want to take a child out and you are not taking the other one out for play. That child is going to question you. He's going to ask you, why am I not going for play? Why are you taking the other one for play? Why are you not taking me for play? And if you don't have a good reason to give to that child that you're not taking that child for play, definitely you have created a serious issue that can affect that child's psyche for the rest of that child's life, because they believe in equality. That's what they came with from heaven, that we are supposed to be treated equally, So I'm just trying to build where this issue of jealousy, the devil is always looking for the loophole to come in. So I will talk about the transition before I get to the last part of this series on jealousy. You get to understand the transition. So by the time you see how the devil creep in, then you understand that it's something that you have to be very careful, and you have to be alert, because the Bible said that we should be alert of the devices of the enemy. You understand? Even as children of God, we can fall into this jealousy issue. We can fall into jealousy as children of God. So we need to be very careful. So children, they come to this world with the spirit of equality, the spirit of fairness, the spirit of justice. So if child ABC had been taken out for break, to play, for play, and child D, E, and F are not taken out, you need to find something to fill up. There has to be justice. And this justice must be tied to a laid down rule. Let me give you an example. So when they come to the class at first, you let them know that, come on, children, this is it. Every day I'll take you out for play. But only those who fulfill A, B, C, D will have the rights or the privilege to go out to play. Why those who don't fulfill it will stay back in the class until they complete their work. So perhaps you have an assistant teacher. I'm not encouraging you to leave children alone. Don't ever leave any child unattended, except in university. Even in university, you still have to keep an eye on on the youths, somehow, maybe through technology, but learners should always be watched at all times, especially when they're in groups and when they are alone. So now, those of you who don't finish your work, or you refuse to complete task, will stay with the assistant teacher, or will stay with me while the assistant teacher takes them out for play. So everybody understands this rule from the beginning. So that's why I said there has to be something to fill in that act, so that the child psyche, the child mentality will not be affected with the perception of injustice, So now you have told them that, okay, now you must complete your work. So you must complete your work before you can go for play, right? So okay, sorry. Okay, you must complete your work before you can go for play, right? So if you don't complete your work, you can't go for play. They know that already. They've already signed it. So you see that before it gets to that play time, they've told themselves that, today I'm not qualified for this play, because there's already what a laid down rule. So that's justice. That's justice. So children have that equality mentality already, and this mentality is what they are taking into adulthood. That's what I'm saying now. So that is why you see that even in the society, even as adults, we still believe in that justice system. You understand? That's why I see that, okay, why will you allow this person to park his car here? You see some adults, they are arguing. Except there is a lay down rule that, okay, only the minister parks here, only the MD can park here. Every other staff can park in any place, any position in the, you get it now, or even in the sitting, only the head is reserved, or maybe the leaders are reserved there. So every other person, you know what I'm saying? So if you now reserve a space that is meant for general people, and they've not even come, people will fight. So that justice system is what we brought from heaven. That equality kind of system. Now, this is where the issue of this jealousy comes in. Now, you have always believed that everybody should have the same, right? That mentality was taken from childhood to adulthood, right? Okay, now, but you forgot that as children, they received, they had the right to receive, right? They have the right to receive. They were given these things because they were born and they are dependent on you until they hit 18. Some start working from the age of 15, depending on the country, depending on the constitution of the country, and how some countries 15 can start working before they hit 18. Some of them are already millionaires in a very organized system. So, as they are leaving your home at the age of 18, they are living as independent adults because some adults are still very dependent. So, it depends on the system, depends on the how the country it depends on the leadership and everything. In good countries, at the age of 18, the child is already catering for the boy is already catering for himself, the girl is catering for himself. They are even supporting the family. Depends on the kind of job they have. So at that point, in such society, we find out that that same equality system still continues because the system had already built a way for them to a kind of live. The difference, disparity will not be much. Now, even in some society, even in some good society, some countries decided to be lazy and not key into the system, work hard, and they can decide to just live their life. And so the other person is doing very well, you know, why this person that is kind of lazy is not meeting up with what he think he should have, right? Now, what's happening? That's where the jealousy creep in. That's where jealousy creep in. So I'm going to talk more on this because I said I don't want the video to be longer than 8 to 9 minutes to 10 minutes. So that's why I'm breaking into parts. This is the part 2 now. So we are still going to see how this spirit of jealousy creeps into the human blood in part 3. All right. So welcome to part 3 of the theory behind jealousy. How we can guard against it. But we are starting with how jealousy started in the first place. You know, it's a natural world and things happen naturally, and the world is progressive. From childhood we move into adulthood, right? So, and some things happen in childhood that we expect these things to continue in adulthood without taking the right step. Children are treated equally, right? From part 1. If you've not seen part 1 and part 2, I'll advise you to go listen to them so that you understand the way we are tailoring this thing, be able to align them properly so that you won't just pick an information halfway and run with the wrong concepts. We need to get it from the foundation. We said that some children, all the children have rights to love and care, and they crave for justice. So that's what we talked about from part 1, and how this justice system moves from childhood to adulthood, which is equality. So children are treated equally. The grade 1 children, you bring toys. You won't say only the ones that are black skin should play with a particular toy. But no, children, they want to have equal things. So, and if you are sharing things to them, it has to be equal. If you are taking them out for play, it has to be equal. If there's any reason why some children cannot go out for play, or why they cannot enjoy some swimming lessons, or why they cannot enjoy some things, there has to be a lay down rule from the beginning that if you break 1, 2, 3 rules in the class, you won't be participating in these activities. So, and they know already that this is a lay down rule, and they like to stick to that rule. So whenever they break it, they know already. They're like, I'm not going for play today because I didn't finish my assignment, or I didn't do my assignment. You get it? So they themselves know that there's already a check on their behavior, so they won't fight any form of decision that that the teacher is taking, so they know. So, but if you don't have such lay down rules, you can't stop that child from playing because you will be affecting the child's mentality. I told you that before in part one, and also I mentioned in part two. So now, moving from one society to the society now is moving from childhood to adulthood, right? And you expect that equality to still be there. So ABC children growing up to adults ABC. A, child B, child C is now adult A, adult B, adult C. You still expect the equality. If the equality must continue, you should know that they've moved from a point of dependency to another point of independence. You will have moved from the point where you receive to the point where you are now getting by yourself and also giving. You see, so you were receiving as a child, but it was a right to receive, to receive care, to receive love, to receive education, to receive guidance. Now you've moved from where you have to go and get it yourself now and also give. So you've moved from consuming to producing. So there is a very large chance, a very big chance that there won't be equality because it now depends on different things. So many factors can affect it. You get it? Unlike when children are put together in a location, you get it? All the resources are meant to be equal. It's shared among those children. But now you've moved into a bigger world. Like I mentioned, I've seen some countries from the age of 14, 15, the system can allow them to start working. They sort of call students' job. Sometimes before they turn 18, some of them are already millionaires. And when they are leaving their parents' home, they are living as big boys and girls. Why some even support the family. You know what I'm saying? Why in some society it's not like that? Especially the underdeveloped and developing some developed countries, they don't even have such opportunity. They just have to maybe assist their parents or look for menial job, and they just struggle. So many factors can bring about inequality as an adult. So I'm trying to tell you the loophole that the spirit of jealousy uses to come into the world. And when it comes to a person, it's it's it won't come with the objectivity that this person is bigger than me, or this person has more than me, this person is winning more than me because of this some factors. It won't come with such objectivity because it's the spirit of the devil, the spirit of evil of the evil. So it doesn't come with objectivity. If it comes with objectivity, then you know that okay, this person has more than I do because this person has maybe there are some things he has done better than I that I need to correct, or there's a particular grace. You get it? Or there are some things that can make the person be a step ahead of you in some certain things. I also talk about rating people in different ways. You get it? So the only thing you are seeing is what the person has. That is it. This person has two houses and I have not even built one. This person has a wife and two children. I don't even have anyone. This person has a degree and I don't even have a degree. This person is getting a visa and I don't even. So the spirit of jealousy will only just expose you to what the person has that you don't have, and it will start making you to hate. I don't want to mention it because that word is a very strong word in the social media space. You start breeding because jealousy is the foundation of hate. So you start disliking this person, you start becoming resentful, you start becoming angry and bitter. And the worst part is that when you see this person physically, you smile. You make it look like everything is fine. You get it? So, do you know the reason I'm taking it from the sociological background? Because I'm a social scientist. I have a degree in economics and statistics, and I did a lot of sociology, history, and peoples and culture. And I've done research, I've been teaching it for years. So when it comes to the way people and the gifts, the gift of God for me to understand, I give all the glory and honor to the Most High God. It's not by power of my mind, by Spirit of the Lord. I'm just trying to let you know that to an extent I have an authority to speak on sociological matters. Okay, it's 8 minutes already. Please let's move to the next. It's becoming more interesting, right? Let's move to the next part. Okay, welcome to part 4. The theory behind jealousy. The the problem of jealousy. The ugly head of jealousy. And we are going to learn how to crush it today. Okay, so if you have not watched part 1 to 3 of this series, please try to see part 1 to 3 so that you can follow us gradually as we're going. This Mike Talk Principles on YouTube, and please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, do so. If you have not kind of click on the button. There's a bell there. When you subscribe, you see the bell. You click on the bell so that whenever it drops, you'll be the first to see it. And so that you can just, that's why we're making it short, 8-10 minutes, between 8 and 10 minutes, so that every part you can watch them at different times depending on your time. Okay, so now you don't just say jealousy. You need to know the loopholes where these things come in. Every evil thing, every bad thing that happens in this world always comes through a loophole. There's always a loophole that the enemy uses to bring it to the life of humans. The loophole is this. The loophole of jealousy is that from childhood you believe in equality. This is a classmate that both of you were in the same class. You enjoy the same privileges. Perhaps you are even feeling cooler than the other one. Perhaps when a plate of food comes, that person cannot even eat up to 2 plates, but you can eat like 3. And there's a policy that let the children eat as much as they want, because the food does not contain fats, and they are free to eat more. So you know that you're a cooler kid than this person. You even did better in academics. So how come as an adult, this person is having everything, and you get it? So jealousy will come to you telling you that look at what this person has, you don't have it. But jealousy will not let you know the sociology behind it. Jealousy will not let you know the history behind it. Jealousy will not let you know the the what surround the whole thing. Do you get it? So jealousy will just show you what the person is winning. Are you getting it now? So children enjoy these things equally. Now they've moved to a society where you don't receive, you go get it. And going to get it, there are so many factors. You understand? So you're living a point where everybody must be equal to a world where everybody must not be equal. Permit me to use that word. Yes. In the children's world, that's why they wear uniforms. In most countries, they wear uniforms, right? So now they are moving to a world where everybody must not be equal. You get it? So that is where the problem is. So the spirit of jealousy will not let you know that this person has a car you don't have. This person has a house you don't have. This person has a wife you don't have. This person has a degree you don't have. This person has a visa you don't have. This person is traveling around the world you don't have. This person is meeting important people you are not meeting important people. But we were the same in the class as children. That word is a word of receiving. It's a word where you have rights to care, right to everything, right to love, right to resources. But now you are not in a world where the right you have is the right to work. Do you get it now? So I don't just teach. I always want to use the Bible. The Bible said it's not how fast you run that you can become the winner of the race. It's not how swift. You see, it's not always the swiftest person that wins the race. But he said unforeseen occurrences before them all. So I'm here to correct what the spirit of jealousy has put inside of you. The spirit of jealousy just came with all the pictures of what the person has won, or what this person is winning, or what this person is about to win. But the spirit of jealousy is not coming in with how you need to think and view these things and how you should view yourself. The spirit of jealousy is not coming to tell you that there are some certain circumstances that has allowed this person to get to that place, that you too can get there. That both of you were classmates, enjoying the same thing as children, but this is a different world. So if the spirit of jealousy has shown you these things before showing you the winnings of those things, perhaps that would have helped you to think properly and don't feel bad about it. Jealousy is simply you feeling bad about other people's successes. It's purely negative. It's EVIL. I'm just trying to be very careful. I don't want to use the words. It's just purely EVIL. It's just purely negative. Is a negative, wrong spirit. It's from the world of darkness. It's not of God. So you may ask, but God said he's a jealous God. That kind of jealousy is not the negative one. Is you being the owner of something, seeing what you own, being loyal to something else. That is, it makes you feel bad. That's the kind of jealousy that God is talking about. When you worship other gods and He created you, so it makes Him feel bad. Like you're giving what you're supposed to give to me to someone else. That person doesn't even have the rights to earn it. It's like the jealousy that a man has over his wife to protect his wife from other men, or a woman has over the husband to protect the man from other women that have bad intentions. So that kind of jealousy is healthy when it's not toxic. So God says that he's a jealous God when he sees you. So that is, we're not talking about that kind of jealousy now. We're talking about the negative type of jealousy where you don't just want to see people have things that enjoy things that they work for, or things that they privilege to have. Some they don't even work for these things. So when we are talking about the circumstances that can be for people, that can make someone to be ahead of another person in another part, you get to understand that better. So the spirit of jealousy is not bringing the circumstances to you. The spirit of jealousy is not bringing those things to you. It's only just showing you the picture that, oh, look at this person. Then what happened? You now become angry. You now become anxious, and you just sometimes you can't even take it no more. So how come that person is the only one that is getting all the good things? How come that person is the only one that is winning? What about me? Were we not classmates? Was I not even doing better than him in mathematics? Was I not doing better than her in English? How come she's the one driving all the best cars, and I'm just driving this this rickets this kind of rickety car? So you need to guard against it. So in the next part, we'll be talking about some of the circumstances that can make some people to be ahead of you in life, and how can you guide against that spirit and think in the right direction. So please watch out for the next part. And don't forget, subscribe, like, comment, leave your questions, and click on the notification bell, so that when these principles drop, you'll be the first to see it and see all the ones we've dropped before now. Thank you. Okay, welcome back to my top principles. Here we teach principles of life, and we expose you to some things that you have known already. Perhaps you don't have a deep understanding of it, or things you've not even known at all that you might need in your journey in life. So that is what we do here. And if you have anything that you want to share, please, that other people can also benefit from, things of wisdom, um, like facts or advice for the humans in all ways of life, whether in family life, whether in your office, in your work life, please feel free to share it in the comment section so that people can read and also learn more. Okay. So as we are saying, on my talk principles, what we do here, we share, we teach principles, and so far we'll be talking about the concept of jealousy and why jealousy is eating deep in the world today and is leading to a lot of issues. You'll see where a case where somebody will put someone's life to an end just because the person is getting more than you, or you see where an employee will do something very bad to the employer, or colleagues doing something unaliving their fellow colleagues because of promotion. And a lot of things happen in politics, in family life, in work life, in even in the religious body. There's a lot of jealousy and things happening. So that is why we have to be very careful. We need to know. By the time you have understanding of the concept of jealousy, that will help you to start freeing your mind from this. So that's the essence of this series. We've been on it from part one, and now we are on this part five. You know, understanding the secrets of jealousy. When you know the secret of something, when you know how it came into your system, how it's crept into your heart, and you now also know how to remove it. You know, but when you don't know how something get there, you can be confused, and the thing is already having influence on you. The thing is already using you. It's already making you to do some things that you can't even believe you are the one doing this. Someone that you once loved, someone that you once enjoyed the same good time with. Somebody that you go out together to have fun, your friend from childhood. You've done so many things together, and suddenly he just said something good happens to him, or her. Perhaps he gets admission into a very prestigious university, or he's getting admission to abroad, and he has a visa to travel, or something, or maybe he has built a house. He was doing it secretly, and now he wants to surprise you with a house. He said, "Oh, look at my house," and he showed you pictures, and he said, "You see what I'm talking about," and he's even willing to show you how to go about it. Some people they won't like someone like me. I might not want to tell you when I'm building, but after I've done it and I've known the secrets, the easy way out, the easier way to achieve it, I can now share it and join you to also achieve your own, because most of the time you want to, but there are some things that I can carry along from the beginning, but there are some things I want to achieve it first, so that I don't want both of us to make that mistake together. I want to make the mistake alone, so that when I'm assisting you, I'll be more like a mentor. Then you will make lesser mistakes, or even zero mistake, because I've already made the mistakes. You understand? So there are most of the time I want to make the mistake alone before I bring you in. But there are times when I can carry along, especially when it has to do with something that will take a long time to, like maybe that will take about 5 years, 4 years, to get to the peak, because I know it will take time. So I want you to join me so that we travel together. If I trust you enough for that, if I trust you enough, because some people they might be carrying them along from the outset. It might be very dangerous, because of their spirits. Some people have bad spirits, The spirits cannot make it progress. No matter how much the light you carry, you start. They God Himself will tell you, I didn't tell you to carry this person along. So either you quit and start something afresh, like you do alone or with the right people, or you just remain there and you're just marauding. You're just going round and round like a rat race. And you're not making any progress because you have put the wrong person in the mission. So putting the wrong people in the mission can slow down a mission, except God Himself removes them from that mission and makes it clear to you that this is the person that has been making this mission not progress. So no matter how the person does it, even the person has already achieved and it brings you in, or the person is carrying you from the beginning, from the outset, you have no right to be jealous, because jealousy is not, I'm talking about the negative kind of jealousy. I spoke about the positive one in part 3 or part 4. And I talked about the positive one where a husband can be jealous for his wife, not of his wife. You can be jealous for your wife. You can be jealous for your husband because this person belongs to you. You don't. There are some relationships that you wouldn't want him to have with another person, with someone of the opposite sex, or even now that the world is so devastated. Even some people that are the same sex, that are kind of sexual. So you don't want such a person to be close to you, to your partner. That's a positive kind of jealousy. You also make it healthy. Not that you become a problem, you become toxic. No, you don't have to become toxic when you are jealous for your partner, because God Himself isn't toxic. But God makes you understand that if you worship another God, it can make him jealous, and there's a punishment for it. It makes it very clear. It's not toxic, but it's a punishment. There's a repercussion. There's a repercussion when you worship other gods. So that is it. So we are talking about the positive kind of jealousy now, and we are trying to, and from this part now, we'll be talking about how we can, how we should see jealousy and how we can fight against it. So that's part 5. So the next part, I will be talking about how we can resist the spirit of jealousy. Now we know how it comes in. So, and the outfit is going to be a little bit different from this. Thank you.